Hi. So, my mom is a two-time cancer survivor, and I know so many people right now struggling with chronic diseases. I'm Karin from Karin Yoga Life, and I'm a certified yoga teacher based in Kingston, Jamaica. So, today I wanted to just share with you why I decided to become a yoga teacher after being in the corporate world for 20 plus years. So, I have three main reasons why I decided to make yoga and wellness my career. The first one is, as I mentioned, my mom is a two-time cancer survivor. And I know so many other people struggling with various types of cancers right now and other chronic diseases. And we know that cancer and other chronic diseases have a lifestyle component. So it could be stress, it could be obesity, it could be lack of movement, but all of these things contribute to us getting chronic diseases. And we know that as we get older, we are more at risk for getting some of these diseases. So I wanted to do something that would address this issue, and I know as a yoga teacher and through my training that yoga definitely helps with many of these lifestyle issues that can contribute to us getting lifestyle diseases. So there's so many benefits to yoga. It helps to relieve stress. It definitely allows us to do gentle movement, which is important as we get older. It helps us to get stronger and more flexible, and there are just so many benefits to doing yoga, which I won't get into all of them today. So the second reason was that I also was a fairly serious dancer, modern dancer, for about maybe almost 30 years, which I really enjoyed dance. But after such a long time of being a dancer, and also I actually ran and I did gymnastics, I did a lot of activities that really pounded my knees and my joints. And my knees just started to really hurt. I think I developed arthritis in my knees and perhaps in my hips after so many years of pounding my joints. So I was looking for a gentle form of movement that I could do that was, somewhat similar to dance, but obviously not dance, that I could do. So I took up yoga because I was in pain. I wanted to do something about my joint pain. So when I initially studied to be a teacher, I was actually living in New York City, and I did my yoga teacher training at B Yoga, which is now Yoga Works in New York. I really had no thought about becoming a teacher, like actually really teaching people, but I just really wanted to dive deeper into the practice, to learn about it myself, to do yoga more and to do it, to understand what this whole thing about yoga was. Obviously, I'd heard about yoga for many, many years, but had never really done it seriously. Although it probably would have also benefited my dance career if I had taken up yoga earlier. So I studied to become a yoga teacher. This is probably 15 years ago now, and I actually did not start teaching for at least 10 years after that, when after studying the practice and understanding a little bit more about the depths of yoga, why I decided that I wanted to share this and why I wanted to be a teacher. And then I realized that I was actually pretty good at being a teacher, and I was encouraged to teach. And actually, my very first students were my parents, who were both, I think, in their 70s or 80s at the time. They were my yoga guinea pigs. So I was teaching them to start with, and I put a picture of me teaching them on my Facebook page, and I was offered a job. I was offered a job to teach gentle yoga at a yoga studio here in Kingston. And needless to say, I was really scared about teaching other people, but I did it. I jumped in and I became a yoga teacher. This was at the Afia Yoga Studio here in Kingston, and that was now, I think, at least maybe 5 years ago that I started teaching. And I discovered that I really loved it, and that, as I said, I was actually pretty good at it. And I really enjoy teaching older people. I enjoy teaching people who are new to yoga, beginners, people who have joint pain, who really do not want to be doing a more vigorous practice, because there's so many different types of yoga. You can use yoga for lots of different things. But my style is definitely more gentle. I teach a lot of older people with arthritis, joint pain. I actually also teach a chair yoga class, which is awesome. And so that is reason number two for why I am a yoga teacher. And then the third reason is, well, as I mentioned, yoga just works on so many levels. I tell people you can get out of yoga whatever you want. So yoga can make you stronger, it make you more flexible, it can make you fitter. It is just an awesome way to keep the body active as we get older. You can also use yoga for anxiety and stress relief. It's amazing for helping us to relax, to manage our anxiety and stress. So that is, another completely different benefit of yoga. And then lastly, some people use yoga as a type of spiritual practice to help them to connect with whatever their concept of the divine is, their concept of God. The original practice of yoga, which was created thousands of years ago, was actually created to help us to meditate, to help us to come in contact or help us to communicate with whatever our perception of the divine is. So some people don't do that at all. It doesn't really matter. As I said, you can get you out of yoga whatever you want to or whatever you put into it. So that's really the third reason that yoga just works on so many levels. It just has so many amazing benefits that I wanted to share with my community. So I think, like I said, I was in the corporate world for 30 years and I really enjoyed my career. I actually still dabble a little bit in the corporate world here in Jamaica. But I really wanted to do something that aligned with my passion. I wanted to spend some of my work life doing something that I felt was important, that I felt would help people. And so that is why I have jumped into the world of wellness and yoga. And that is really the three reasons why I am a yoga teacher. So if you want to do yoga with me, I have a free 10-minute morning yoga practice that you can access. I will put the link below. I would encourage you to try yoga if you've never tried it before, or if you've not ever, or if you haven't done yoga for a long time. My 10-minute morning yoga practice is very gentle. It's accessible to most people, I think. So that is what I wanted to share. Thank you so much for joining me.